Let's talk with Lakshmee. Here we go now, here we go now. Let's talk with Lakshmee. Bring the artists, bring the dancers. Let's talk with Lakshmee. Again now. Let's talk with Lakshmee. Yeah. Bring the topics, let we chat now. Let we chat now.
Viewers, today we have with us a man born with a passion for making cinematic statements that delve into the harsh reality of the world. He's not only directed 5 independent films, but has produced 5 international films, including the award-winning picture Os, The Dewdrops. It chronicles the turbulent journey where innocence is lost, hope is a battle, and the plea for global justice on the sex trade is awakened. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome on film director Mr. Raaj Rahhi. Well, Raj, tell me, where are you from in India and a little bit about your background?
Okay, actually, I'm the north side of India. I'm born in Shimla, it's a part of Himachal Pradesh, but I've grown up in India in part of like Chandigarh and Mumbai. So most of the time, my schooling and college I did from Chandigarh, and then I started my professional career started from Mumbai, basically film career, and journalism I started from Delhi and in Chandigarh.
So where did this love for film stem from?
Film is actually, when we were growing up, I always loved to watch films. And
Who was your favorite actor?
it's difficult to say who's favorite, but
okay.
it's not easy for me. Actor is like, I think I worked with most of the actors, except newcomers. But I started my career with Dilwale Dulhania as my first film as an assistant director. And then I grown up did many films with Rajkumar Santoshi, with other different directors.
Right.
So film production or filmmaking was, like that time I was started moving from journalism to filmmaking. So it's, I know transition is very difficult for me to understand what is actually film production. But slowly when I was part of the industry, then I start learning about the film production. That's why I moved to the film production, producing.
So Raj, was there a defining moment that you knew you were born to make films?
I remember a very this small incident when in North India, I think you heard about Ram Leela. Ram Leela is a usually, I used to go with my friend to watch Ram Leela. Okay. And in the day, it's happened in the night, and in the day, I call my friends and do the dialogues practice with them, what they're going to say tonight, because we remember by heart. So that's why that is my beginning for the interest for this field. And in college day, or when I joined first time in college drama classes, I thought, I want to be behind the scene. I don't want to be in. Yeah. Okay. So this is my first, understanding about not about the film, but understanding about the acting, understanding about what is drama, what is all this, And I start working with one of the guy who started his career in theater. So I approached him and I said, I want to learn, what is actual drama. So he said, you have to work. He made me work to clean the floor, doing all those things. And that's why
really
made me work, yes. So I start learning from there, okay, what is drama? And then I spent my first scholarship to do a show, a stage show, basically. And
what was the show?
It's actually, it's a singing night. It's a cultural night, actually. There was there's a singer friend of mine. He's a junior Kishore. We call him Junior Kishore. And he used to sing. So I did his show from my from my pocket, whatever the scholarship I got it. That is my first effort to do the producing my own thing. So, and from after that, when I started working with the local, there was used to be have a television video. Usually they cover the news coverage. Okay. It's called Third Eye. They usually cover the local news. So I started working with them, and that's why my beginnings.
And what did you do with Third Eye?
I usually do the reporting
Okay.
for the Third Eye, and we do local coverage from North India. At that time, I was in Chandigarh, so I would usually do the local coverage for them.
Okay. So growing up, I mean, when we think of Indian people at times, sometimes we'll think most of our parents would want us to become like a doctor or an engineer. You became a film director and producer. Were your family supportive of this choice of a career for you?
Very interesting. I'm a medical college dropout, second year medical college dropout.
Okay.
I was like, there was an entrance exam usually happen, and I got the admission in good medical college, but by the time I reached second year, I was not feeling that I want to be going in this profession. So suddenly I dropped from medical college, and I just joined the art college, and from there, like, and
How did your
I have to
parents
really I have to listen from my father, especially mother was supportive. But then my father said, whatever you want to do. That's your own. Okay. We don't know anything about this field. Actually, that time I was not preparing for filmmaking. I don't know anything about, but I want to do journalism, basically the film journalism and the business journalism. So I started my career with journalism and then moved to from journalism to filmmaking. Yeah.
So Raj, tell me, where does an idea for a movie usually begin for you?
Idea for which movie, like any movie?
Like,
see, I believe in one thing. I inspire from the people's actually their life story. I always look for this for the story from the real life. I don't go into the try to make something which doesn't happen. So I believe in reality. So my most of the time the films I made by myself, that is inspired from someone's life, inspired from some characters I met in my life, and I develop those characters and I keep working on those. When you go out, I observe, analyze that time. I do that, to understand what is actually the meaning of life, where's the start, where's the end. So I analyze those characters and involve them into my storyline. Like the way the O's we started, I met this guy, and I met the girl who's actually gone through that journey, the suffering, that suffering. So yeah.
So let's talk about O's, right?
Yeah.
O's is actually inspired by a true story. An 11-year-old girl named Kiku.
Right.
She's taken away from her village and sold to a brothel in India. Tell us about the production of this film and what drove you to tell Kiku's story.
This is actually when I was planning to produce a film, I was approached by a couple of directors and all, and I was talking to this one friend of mine. He narrated me this long time back one storyline. I didn't like that storyline, but then he said, I have this incident happen actually, and I want to talk to you about that. I said, okay. I said, we sit for that sitting. He did narration to me. And when I was listening, I said, I want to listen again. And I said, I want to meet her. Who's this girl that happened? And from there, I think this is the O's started from there. O's actually, I want to tell that story to the global audience. What actually happened in her life, and the best part which I like about, she made it like after that struggle, after she gone through that all those the situations, all those tortures, all those pain, she still made it happen, and she still got herself free from at age of 17. So that's the girl who has no idea. She's sold by her aunt to this brothel house, and she keep running, and all the time whenever she get caught, she got beaten, she got tortured. So I thought this story has to tell. This is the struggle. This is the pain that, you know. And she, after all this, she made it happen. Now she got married. Now she has a kid also.
So how old is she now?
She's right now 20, 21, 22.
Wow.
Yeah.
So Raj, tell me, where did this name Os come from?
Os is the English meaning is a dewdrop. You know, dews in the morning when you see the dewdrop in the morning, and after this hard sun, even you know, comes, you know, and the effect on the dewdrop. Again, next morning it appear again. So it's about the we took the idea of the sensitivity, the fragile, and the innocence, and again that appear for that again, that you know the softness, the characters, the girl. It's a story about the girl child actually. So we took the concept from there.
Well, this trailer is absolutely amazing. When I saw it, it gave me goosebumps. My heart actually went into my throat. So what we're going to do is we're going to take a break and we're going to take a look at this clip now.
कोई फायदा ना है, कोई रास्ता ना है यहाँ से जाने का।
आदमी जहाँ है वहाँ रास्ता भी बन जाते हैं।
अरे वाह, तू तो घनी मजबूत है। नाम क्या है तेरा?
किकू। आमा, जब म बिहे गरेर जान्छु तपाईँ पनि रुनुहुन्छ?
अब आफ्नो मुटुको टुक्रा अलग भयो भने रुनु त आउँदैन त पगली।
अलिक पढे लेखेर कमाए भने हजुरहरूलाई 4 पैसाको आसरा हुन्छ। भनौ लिएर जाम कि कोलाई?
मुझे घर जाना है।
घर मतलब? अभी यही तेरा घर है।
तू बिकाऊ हो गई ना मेरी रानी।
खाना खाने का, मजबूत रहने का। बदन मजबूत रहेगा तो ज्यादा ग्राहक मिलेगा।
कभी भागने के बारे में सोचा है?
क्या भागना? किधर भागना?
इधर फाड़ के सब देख लो। जो कोई भी यहाँ से भागने की कोशिश करेगा उसका क्या अंजाम होगा?
चाहे जो भी हो जाए मैं निकल के ही रहूंगी।
अरे चला मत तेरी जान, अरे अपना नया महल तो देख।
तेरी उम्र और तेरी जवानी हमें रोटियों को मोहताज कर रही है। भाग जा यहाँ से, नहीं तो जान से जाएगी। राम सादी,
तू मुंह काहे लगती उस छिनाल के? मुझे निकलना है यहाँ से।
मेरी जान, अगर अभी रोएगी तो बाद में रोने के लिए आंसू कम पड़ेंगे। लल्ला लल्ला लोरी, दूध की कटोरी, दूध में बताश।
तू रो क्यों रही थी?
अपनी कहानी याद आ गई। तेरी मेरी कहानी। कहानी एकदम सच्ची है। कौन सुनेगा और कौन कहेगा?
Wow, Raj. Oh my God. That trailer was just so amazing. I mean, I cannot thank you so much for sharing Kiku's story with so many people around the world. Raj, looking at this story, which is based on a
true
real
incident,
life,
yeah.
right? What do you want the viewers to take back home?
I think as a filmmaker, we try to give our message. We want to tell the story. Now, my experience with the earlier lot of film festival, after even in the South, or maybe we had a screening in Chicago, we had a bunch of places we had a screening. The kind of reactions I got from the people, which is, I'm not saying what, everyone has to be, I cannot tell them what they have to take it, but we want to tell the story, we want to give the message that there is someone who did that. And what do you think, what's your effort, what you can be changed to make it, change that story, how you can help others. So basically, I'll back to the, I was talking to the gentleman after the screening. We had a screening in Chicago. So there's a lot of people were there, and they said, after seeing this film, our outlook, our thought process is changed. We want to work for this organization. We want to do something. You tell us what to do. This was the question they were asking us. And there was another another incident happened in South. We had a screening in the South. It's an international film festival in Kerala, in Chennai. People usually from Chennai, Tamil audience, usually they don't watch Hindi film. They watch more Tamilian or with the star-studded masala film. We had a capacity of like 1,000 people. 850 people were there in the theater, and when most of the people don't understand the language, but there was a lot of subtitles were there, so English subtitles there. When the film finished, more than 300 people were there after the screening for the press conference, and from 30 peoples from there, they said, now our thought is changed. Earlier we were thinking in a different way. Now we want to do something. We want to do. So I'm not saying I'm trying to change or be trying to give some message to anyone, but from after seeing the film, a lot of people took initiative. A lot of people start approaching us what to do. So our message is clear. I'm not saying I want to give any message to the film, but people understand that what we are trying to say.
So let me ask you, this situation, Kiku's story,
right?
How much of this is really going on in India?
I think if you look at the sex trafficking and especially the child trafficking businesses after not in India only, but worldwide, if you look at it's one of the second largest worldwide business. It's second largest business in the world. I don't have the data with me right now, but I'll give you those actual figures. When they try to save one girl, there's 2 girls in the business already. So you can imagine that there is such a huge, especially the country like those like from Nepal, Bangladesh, and bunch of other those.
And where exactly was O's filmed?
O's film in India in Delhi. We did in Dehradun and Nepal. 3 locations were there.
And Raj, tell me something. After releasing this movie, did you have any people or any families come up to you and say, I know someone this happened to?
Right.
You did?
They said a lot of people. A lot of people says we seeing this in our neighborhood also. The things that happen. A lot of places, like if you look at the, especially remote area or countryside, every 3rd or 4th incident, this kind of incident happen somewhere. Even recently, right now I was not prepared for the data. I don't have UN data, but recently that there's like after every 6 girl, there's one girl is suffering from that.
Wow.
Good.
It's amazing. Yeah. Well, Raj, tell me, what criteria do you select a script, screenwriter, cinematographer, etc.?
I always look at the story, and story which inspire, which tell the human story, basically. I go with the real facts, something has happened. I don't try to create something. So I always go for the script first, story, that's important, story after story. Then usually based on the story, I decide about my writers. I try to develop the storyline first. And then after crew like cinematographer is like always be like, definitely if I'm directing, then I have my own teams. I always select my own cinematographer. But if I have another director on the set, or if I'm just producing, then I always have a director choice. They decide about whom they want to work, and we have certain cameraman, certain director. We work with them in the past, and we are working in the future also with them. So it's kind of I go for the relationship. Right. What relationship we develop with them, and then.
And what role do you play exactly in
OS, I'm the producer. I'm one of the producer of those, and I was also involved in the creative, but more like trying to manage money part and getting the right actor for the project. We did almost 5 months we did audition for this for the Kiku character.
Tell me, I mean, how many little girls did you have to go through?
I think we had gone through 300 girls. Because the reason being, it's a story about 11-year-old girl, and she has to go through that journey. Right. So from 11 to 17. So we have to we are looking for the girl that who can look like 11 also, and who she can be look like them.
And how old was the girl who actually played the role?
She's 18.
She's 18. Wow.
Yes.
Okay. Now, how does working with tight restrictions such as time, money, and talent force you to be more creative?
I know it's difficult. It's not, but it's always be a fun when when you want to do something. There's no budget, no even no any restriction, no time restriction. I always believe in what I want to do. I create the sources. Sometimes we don't have the money to go on the next day, but we made it happen. And we were struggling through, because most of the time, when I started my career as a producer, we go through that, hardship, especially the film like this, when you want to tell about the real life incident, real life story, you don't get a lot of funding, people have to trust on you. So when I do the presentation, when I make my film, I look at not only on the artistic side of the film, but look at the business side of the film. So, because at the end of the day, it's the money, someone money or investors' money or whoever is part of that. So I understand that part also. So which definitely, but it's not that there is no restriction that we made a film with a very low budget also, and we made a film with a couple of $1 million too. So for me, it's the storytelling. It's your way. You are a director or someone director, or I am directing, I have to be, I know I have to control on my subject. I know how to execute that. That's, yeah.
And I just have to tell you, I mean, you are very inspiring. I've been following you on Facebook, and I know just today you wrote, don't tell us the sky's the limit when there are footprints on the moon. And I love that. It's very inspiring.
Thank you.
So what we're going to do is we're going to take a break, and when we come back, we're going to hear a little bit more from Raj. are back with film producer and director Mr. Raaj Rahhi. So Raj, we're talking about Oaths, we're talking about, a lot of your films growing up in India, your story of how you became a film producer and director. But tell me, how has film changed your life?
Film made me a dreamer. I see the dreams and I try to fulfill those dreams. So I feel that, and I try to make it happen. That's all.
I can see the sparkle in your eye when you say that. There's a lot of truth in your eyes and a lot of belief in your eyes when you say that.
Thank you.
So Raj, cinema is an integral part of nearly every country's culture. How would you like to see global cinema evolve?
See, cinema has, I'll say, one language, and cinema has no boundaries. I always, this is one of the dreams that I want to make a film in all language, and I'm doing that. I made a film more than 12 languages, from Indian 6 to 7 languages. I work in Indonesia, Indonesian television and production I did. I did 7 television production for Indonesia. I made a Australian film. I made a French film recently. This is my recent French film. Before that, I worked in Korean film. I was one of the producers with the Korean film. I work in Spanish. Now, sky's the limit, as I said. There's no limit.
So, I have to ask, how many languages do you actually speak?
I speak 10 to 12 languages.
Oh my God.
Yes.
Okay, so now I could kind of understand why most of your films are in a foreign language and why you would like to make a film in every language. But Raj, going through all of your films and, the different languages, do you have a favorite film? And if so, why?
Can pick it up. Cinema itself has a magic. So I think cinema from different part of world inspired me. Whatever inspired me, whatever I feel good about the cinema, that's my favorite film.
Is there any, would you say, benefits of making an English film versus a foreign language film?
See, one thing, when right now I'm in the, after creative, when I become a producer, and now we started the distribution company too. So one thing I learned in the market, when we talk about especially about the commercial side of cinema, very important that the things what we make, we can sell it. So commercial cinema is one factor which, especially in English film, English is a global language, definitely. I feel that it's more easy for me to sell a English language film as compared to selling my own Indian language films or any other part of so I find it you can reach to the many places in the world. You can reach to the all kind of audience, and then they understand the language. English is the one language which I think understood by most of the people. So I felt now comfortable. I'm doing the 2 films, which is upcoming with the very well-known actors, from A-listed actor from Hollywood. So now I'm confident about, when it comes to the distribution and selling. When it comes to the, I love cinema. For me, I don't compare that it's a art, it's a parallel cinema, or it's a commercial cinema. But when it comes to the business, then definitely I'll always look for the commercial.
I mean, it's important that you're touching upon, having a product and then selling the product. I mean, a film like Oaths, can I ask you what it costs to produce that film?
Film like Oaths is a $600,000 budget. Plus, that's I'm talking about the production budget, and then rest P&A money, and so you can say $1 million. Kind of, it's over. I know it's because of the kind of actors we use, the kind of setup we use, and we don't want to compromise on telling the story. So we were a little flexible on the budget side, and that's it.
And what challenges do you face trying to raise money for your films?
Very difficult, especially initially when I was trying to be talking to my investors. This is what are you making? This is not going to work. But I said, this is my vision. I believe in the product, if I'm talking about the, and I want to tell the story, you know, definitely when you talk about, you know, businessmen, they don't understand that part of that, you know, what's your vision, you know, they said how you convert into the money, end of the day has to be, the money should be back to the, yeah, what is there for them. So I believe on the product, and when I believe on the product, I know I can sell it. So I said, okay, challenge is to me, and I made a deal for that, this product also. And I'm pretty much from worldwide rights only. We are pretty much set for the release, you know, and in 2 months you'll see in the theater.
Well, Raj, I believe in your product. I saw your trailer. I think it's fabulous. I've been, you know, starting a little buzz with the Let's Talk with Lakshmee crew, to be honest with you, and I've told everyone that Raaj Rahhi is sitting on another Slumdog Millionaire, and that's truthfully how I feel. I think it's going to be just as a huge success.
Thank you.
And I can only wish you the best for that.
Thank you very much.
So you mentioned that that's going to be released in 2 months.
The 2 month I just give you because right now a distribution deal is on. We are working on P&A, you know, budget and all. We were talking to the couple of studios. What they promised, we are doing first India release, and then we're doing the overseas release in US and Canada and in India, mostly.
Will it be shown in mainstream theaters?
Yeah, we are approaching that. We still in talk with some of the distribution chain. Hopefully, we trying with the AMC or maybe on any other chain. Depend. Yeah. Hopefully, I'll let you know. I can't take the decision on that. That's a distributor decision. So hopefully, we'll be seeing.
Okay. Yeah. So Raj, we have a lot of young talent in our community. What advice would you give to our young artists who aspire to breathe life in visual storytelling like yourself?
One thing, be honest to yourself.
Okay.
Like fakeness will not take you anywhere, and try to tell the story from your heart, or whatever you are. You're an artist, or you're a writer, or you're a director. Tell the story from your heart. Tell the things what you want to say, and then you understand the business of this cinema, and then you will be. There's no limit.
And if someone had any doubt in their mind towards their goal, what would you tell them?
As I said, when you are in this field, don't keep the doubt. We just tell your heart, and you'll make it. I never thought I'll be a filmmaker, I'll be a producer, and came from the small town, and then reached to the Mumbai, and reached to the, you know, I never thought I'll be sitting here with you right now.
I never thought I'd be sitting here with you right now.
So it's just believe in yourself and keep doing the things. Don't wait for the goal that what is going to be happen, but just keep doing. Believe in yourself and keep doing.
Well, Raj, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
coming down
Thank
to
you.
Let's Talk with Lakshmee. It was indeed a pleasure and honor to have you here. I can't wait to see your future projects, and I can't wait to see Oath.
Thank you.
कोई फायदा ना है, कोई रास्ता ना है यहाँ से जाने का।
आदमी जहाँ है वहाँ रास्ता भी बन जाते हैं।
अरे वाह, तू तो घनी मजबूत है। नाम क्या है तेरा?
किकू। आमा, जब म बिहे गरेर जान्छु तपाईँ पनि रुनुहुन्छ?
अब आफ्नो मुटुको टुक्रा अलग भयो भने रुनु त आउँदैन त पगली।
अलिक पढे लेखेर कमाए भने हजुरहरूलाई 4 पैसाको आसरा हुन्छ। भनौ लिएर जाम कि कोलाई?
मुझे घर जाना है।
घर मतलब? अभी यही तेरा घर है। तू बिकाऊ हो गई है ना मेरी रानी। खाना खाने का, मजबूत रहने का। बदन मजबूत रहेगा तो ज्यादा ग्राहक मिलेगा।
कभी भागने के बारे में सोचा है?
क्या भागना? किधर भागना?
सीधे फाड़ के सब देख लो। जो कोई भी यहाँ से भागने की कोशिश करेगा उसका क्या अंजाम होगा।
चाहे जो भी हो जाए मैं निकल के ही रहूंगी।
अरे चिल्ला मत मेरी जान, अरे अपना नया महल तो देख।
तेरी उम्र और तेरी जवानी हमें रोटियों को मोहताज कर रही है। भाग जा यहाँ से, नहीं तो जान से जाएगी।
हरामजादी, तू मुंह काहे लगती उस छिनाल के? मुझे निकलना है यहाँ से।
मत मेरी जान, अगर अभी रोएगी तो बाद में रोने के लिए आंसू कम पड़ेंगे। लल्ला लल्ला लोरी, दूध की कटोरी, दूध में बताश।
तू रो क्यों रही थी?
अपनी कहानी याद आ गई। तेरी मेरी कहानी। कहानी एकदम सच्ची है। कौन सुनेगा और कौन कहेगा?
Well, viewers, I hope you enjoyed this week's episode of Let's Talk with Lakshmi, where we interviewed film director and producer Raaj Rahhi. I'm sure you can all agree he has a special eye for visual storytelling. Be sure to check out his production of Oaths, screened in a theater near you. For more information, please check him out on Facebook and YouTube, or go directly to the website at www.oassthefilm.com. I'll see you guys all next week, same time, same place. It's today. Let's talk.
Let's talk with Lakshmi. Here we go now, here we go